Hiking is not quite the same after the update. See, I actually love the new phones update. I know a lot of people are finding it kind of annoying to have your Sims constantly on their smartphones all the time, but I just think it is so realistic, and I'm really glad the Sims team actually put it in because it is representative of modern day society. So this is an interesting one. It is a werewolf in fury mode on its phone. This is a really funny glitch with the brand new phones update. It's actually causing Sims to use their phones in really inappropriate situations, which I find hilarious. Yes, it is a problematic glitch, but it is a chaotic glitch, and for that I do give credit to this glitch because I do enjoy it. I didn't know they added waterproof cases in the patch. See, this is another one. Why are Sims on their phones everywhere? I mean, technically most phones these days are waterproof. I take my phone in the bath with me. I actually wash my phone with soap about every 2 or 3 days. Apparently your phones are the most dirty and unhygienic things that you own, which makes sense because your hands are always touching it, but we never actually wash our phones. Why do we never wash our phones? So that's why I always wash it whenever I have a bath. So in the brand new high school years update, the Wicked Whims mod is now actually no longer allowing Wicked Whims animations for Teen Sims. I didn't even know you could do it with Teen Sims before because I never thought about trying it, but apparently you could before, but now it seems you can't. The thing is, we don't actually know how old teens are in The Sims 4 anyway, but the thing is, like in TV dramas and things, you do see teens, like in Euphoria or in the UK we have Skins, they will do sexual things, so I think it's an odd one. But interestingly, the creator of the Extreme Violence mod and all of the other extreme crazy mods has actually banned all violent interactions from the high school. It seems like a lot of mod creators are restricting gameplay for teens. Do I think the world has gone soft, or do I think it's a good thing? Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both, but I do think mostly yes, the world has gone soft. Me as someone who has never downloaded mods or CC for The Sims 4 watching this paywall drama unfold. For those of you who do not know the news recently, EA recently updated their policy on mods and specifically modders making money from their mods. They've directly and very specifically said modders cannot make money from their mods only if it's indirect. For example, ads on the page where the mod is, that's fine. They also said that it's fine to have the mods behind a paywall for a limited time. What that usually means is Patreon, like people will pay a Patreon membership to a specific modder to get the mod like a couple of weeks early, but you cannot have perma paywalls anymore. There has been a lot of debate about this, and honestly, I disagree with the concept of a paywall for mods at any point, and I know that's really controversial because I know as a content creator myself, I appreciate other content creators, including modders, but I've just never ever known for mods to be behind a paywall or custom content to be behind a paywall in any gaming community other than The Sims. You know, I play so many games with mods, but absolutely none of them have paywalls. A lot of the modders will have a donation link on all of their mod pages. They will say, please donate, but none of them will actually restrict it. So I agree, the concept of a perma paywall is absolutely just out of bounds for me. I think like having a 2-week limited time only for your Patreon members is completely fine. That's understandable. But to have a perma paywall or to actually like pay someone to do mods for you, I just don't know how I feel about that. So this is a really interesting one about the credits from the high school year pack. For perspective, high school years only had 6 QA testers. City Living has so many they couldn't list them all in one screen. Interestingly, I know shout out to Simmer Erin because she does do a lot of good reporting stuff for The Sims 4. She found out that the Sims team actually is now outsourcing their QA to India. From my experience, when a company outsources to India, it means they're trying to save money. I know this because it happened to me. Did you know before I was a YouTuber, I did work as an insurance claims handler and I was made redundant because my job was given to an outsourced company in India because it's much cheaper for them. The thing is though, that cheapness does come at a cost to quality. Clearly, based on the glitches that we've been having in The Sims 4 recently, the really severe glitches, these quality assurance people are not specialists. They do not play The Sims. Clearly, they don't really understand how The Sims work, and therefore, clearly, there wasn't enough quality control in place. It is shocking when you compare to other packs like City Living at how bad the quality control is. Does it need to change? Yes, it does. Will it change? Probably not, which is a shame. I feel like The Sims 4 is breaking down in the exact same way that The Sims 3 broke down when it came to Island Paradise, which is such a shame because I honestly thought at a point a few months ago The Sims 4 was making redemption. I did genuinely believe that The Sims 4 had more life left in it, but it seems like it's breaking down even more, so we're gonna have to wait and see. That looks very illegal. Oh my gosh, yes it does. Teacher, you are not supposed to be doing that. I mean, to be fair, the actual classroom mechanic of The Sims 4 high school years, although it's incredibly monotonous and boring and you literally can't do anything, at least the Sims actually sit down and do what they're told to do. Even though what they do is basically nothing, at least they actually do what they're supposed to do. I will give them credit in that sense. Not like the My Wedding Stories disaster. So one of the most interesting things about The Sims 4 high school years is the consequence of dropping out of high school. So this person did some testing and found out all of the careers that you cannot do if you get expelled from high school, which I think is such a good idea. It's nice that The Sims 4 has some consequences. As far as I'm aware, you can retake high school. I'm not too sure. When I first spoke about this, I got loads of hate online because I didn't understand the system. In the UK, by the way, we don't have this whole thing of like dropping out of high school. Like you just have to go. It's like the law, like you cannot not go, you must go. And we don't have this thing about like retaking a year or retaking exams. It's not really a thing. We just do school and we leave. So it's probably not something I should comment on again because I get hate for not understanding a culture which is not mine. Whoopsie daisy. But I like that we have the consequences, and I also like that it affects you from being able to get into university too. Not her teacher dying during the lecture. Do you know what I love? Okay, there's a couple things I love. The first thing I love is that this Sim in the bottom right has a hat on like this. Absolutely iconic. This Sim here in the middle looks so sad. He's like, oh my god, get me out of here. This girl here looks keen and ready to learn. This girl has her eyes shut. She's like, fuck this, I can't cope anymore. Like, there is just so much going on in this image. My Sim is romance with every single one of her classmates because they keep randomly gaining romance and or sending flirty messages on Social Bunny. What the fuck? How is anyone supposed to deal with this? See, I found this when I did my review for high school years. It was way too easy to exploit the Social Bunny system. Like, you can just spam loads of messages and your friendship level or your romance level just goes straight up. It kind of works similar to photography. You know how there's that photography exploit in The Sims 4 where if you take a selfie with another Sim, your relationship goes up really high? It's exactly the same with Social Bunny. It's so annoying. And because they often do send texts autonomously, naturally they all go up really high for no reason. My Sims are suddenly being plagued by these 3 negative traits despite what I do to rectify it. As far as I'm aware, in The Sims 4 you can only have 1 fear, so it seems there's a glitch where you can have 3. I mean, it's realistic to have a fear of death. Yes, I do. Have a fear of a dead-end job. Yes, I do. Fear of unfulfilled dreams. Yes, I do. I mean, I have all these fears. Real humans have hundreds of fears, so I think it's fair our Sims get to fear many things too, even if it is a glitch. I made 5 occult teens and their respective rooms. See, what I do actually really like about the brand new high school years pack is how much cast came with the pack, and each teen's room, you can really make it special and individual so it suits that specific teen. I do think a lot of it is quite girly. I will say that. I didn't feel like I could make many masculine style rooms, especially like a stereotypical jock room. I didn't feel like I could really recreate that, but in general, like, you can make a really wide variety of different styles with the new pack, so fair enough, to be fair. Anyone else obsessed with this new trash bin? So this is a funny thing about bins. Whenever we get new bins in The Sims 4, people never use them as bins, they just use them as plant pots. All of the Sims 4 builders have these hacks where they will use a bin and use bb.move objects on and just place a bin over the plant to make it look like a plant pot. And whenever a new bin comes out, people always use it as a plant pot. I honestly find it so funny. Synchronized students. See, that's the funny thing about the high school years pack. All of the students do everything in synchrony because they're all just following the exact same sequence. It is such a shame because the whole thing about high school years is that you follow your Sims to school and you interact with them in school, but when you follow them to school, you actually have less interactions for the classroom. Because, you know, before, when it was a rabbit hole experience, if you clicked on the bottom left corner, you can do things like you could click socialize with friends, study hard, slack off. Like, there were different options that affected your needs and things, whereas when you actually go to the high school, you don't get all these different options and you can't really like change anything. So in actual fact, this school pack about high school actually made schools less in-depth than they were before somehow, which is kind of funny. Sim dies from sting capsule after getting expelled from high school. Well, that is very bad luck. I mean, he technically got expelled from life. Not only did he get expelled from school, he got expelled from his entire life. Well, that's what you get for being a prankster. I only experienced this once in geography class when a kid let off a stink bomb. It was horrendous. It was the worst and longest class of my entire life, and I never ever want to experience it again. In fact, I don't want to experience anything in high school again. The second prom was a charm. Well, I'm glad this person is having fun at proms in The Sims 4 high school years. I actually really like the prom event. I didn't think it was glitchy like, for example, My Wedding Stories was, but the problem I found is that it just was not long enough. I could not physically fit in everything that I wanted to do because everything took too long. You know, sometimes in The Sims 4 certain animations take ages, and I just could not fit it all in before the event ended. I wish the event was a bit longer, I will say. I hope a mod comes out for that soon so we can actually make it longer. Or if there is a mod out that's already, please let me know because I'd love to have it. I love this post just says, how are any of you guys playing with the game right now with all the bugs? To be fair, it does happen a lot. As soon as there's a major update and a new pack release, the game is extremely buggy and glitchy. Although this time I think is the worst. I don't think we've ever had it as bad as it is now, with Sims randomly aging up, with Sims randomly becoming celebrities, Sims being incest, Sims being pedophiles. Like, it is a really big buggy game right now. They have released a patch update today. I have not tested it yet. Hopefully everything will work okay. I'm not going to say work perfectly because The Sims 4 has never worked perfectly even on release, but I'm hoping at the very least we have like 80% bug-free gameplay. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about celebrities. My dead cat has somehow become a B-lister. Somehow pets are becoming celebrities. Although, was there a previous Sims game where pets could be celebrities? Was it The Sims 2? It may have been The Sims 2. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but in one of the older Sims games, your pets could actually like be an actor in movies, and your pets could literally be like a famous pet. Sims 4 could never. I mean, it's a nice idea. I mean, now The Sims 4 is doing it, but not purposefully. It's a glitch. Although I think it's kind of funny to have a pet that's a celebrity. I feel like it's something that should be in the game. Annoyed with fear of unfulfilled dreams and job-related fears. As cool as the new fears and whims are, I'm getting really annoyed with the new job fears. Nearly all of my Sims are experiencing the effects of unfulfilled or a dead-end job, and I can't seem to get rid of it. It's super annoying. I wish they'd block the fear if your Sim's aspiration matches the job that they're at. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense why they feel upset about their jobs. I totally agree with this. Honestly, if you played The Sims 2 and you're a big fan of The Sims 2, you will know how good Wants and Fears were in The Sims 2. When The Sims team said they would finally bring back Wants and Fears, I was so happy because whims were in a sorry state and they really needed an overhaul. I was really, really happy when they gave us these new Wants and Fears, but I do feel exactly the same. All of my Sims have a fear of unfulfilled dreams. The Sims team also explicitly said that they would no longer put Wants and Fears with the older packs, which actually made me feel a bit sad because at the end of the day, people are still buying the older packs. Technically, they're not old packs. All of the Sims 4 packs are supposed to be new and fresh and time neutral, if you know what I mean. Anybody can buy them at any point. So it really upset me that they didn't update Wants and Fears for older packs and just make it a bit more complex, because The Sims 4 is supposed to be a live service game. It's supposed to be one of those games where you can just hop into any pack that you like, not having to rely on time sensitive things. So yeah, it did break my heart. Do I feel like the Sims team are giving up? To be honest, I do, especially with things like this. I feel like they put effort in to say that they've tried, but unfortunately they don't always go all the way. I don't know why, but it is a shame. And by looking at all of these memes, I have not seen one thing about the brand new Curve Walls update yet, which I'm very surprised about because they're the most broken and glitchy thing of all. It's kind of like my tradition every single time a brand new Sims 4 pack comes out that I do like a Reddit review of the pack. But on a more light-hearted note, well, I say light-hearted, I did a really hilarious Let's Play where I killed all of my teen Sims in the Sims 4 high school years, which was so funny and hilarious. So make sure you watch that now. See you in the next one.